Good evening, everyone. Good evening, everyone. Welcome. So look at your right and wake up. Welcome your neighbor. Say good evening, my neighbor. Say good evening to your neighbor. Welcome, everyone. Where are the others? Where is Funke? Where is Okay, I can see Ayo. Good evening, Covenant. Where is Jumoke? Where's everyone? Go and tell them to come. Oh. Good evening, Purpose Lady. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening, Ogami. Ayomikpe. Good evening. Good evening. Where are the others now? Where are they? Let them join us ASAP. Let them join us ASAP. Can't tell them you have started though. Go and scream it to them in their dreams. All right. Please reach out to your colleagues or reach out to everybody. Let them join in as soon as possible. So we'll be continuing our conversations from yesterday around strategic pricing for SaaS, software as a service. Ayo Yamaga now. Good evening. So let's take a minute and just reach out to others. Let them join. Good evening, Esther. Good evening, Esther. It's good to have you here. It's good to have you around. Martha, good evening. I've been waiting for you since. How was our day? However, good evening. Good evening. It's good to have you back too. Good evening, Victoria. Nice to have you. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. Let's beep them. Let's beep them. Let's tell them. Let them come forth either. We're waiting. My day was fine. Convenient. My day was good. It was, although it was busy, sharp, but it's all good. Okay. So while we wait for other people to join us, so can you just quickly recap what we learned yesterday? I'll be looking at the comment section. Let's tell me what you learned yesterday. I want to know, right? Because we're going to be building on what we learned yesterday. So remind me of what you learned yesterday. Quickly, while we wait for others to join. Hey, sorry, your day was stressful. Sorry. So quickly, remind me, what did we learn yesterday? Or what was your take home from yesterday? So that we'll know the model of SaaS pricing. Thank you, Ayomikpe. Any other person? But then where is everyone? Where's everyone? Different pricing model. Thank you, Covenant. I'm waiting. Software as a service, the model of pricing. Vivian, welcome. Been waiting for you. I didn't know you're already here. Okay. Where's that, my friend? Chinyere and Christine. Where are they? Bola Tito, welcome. Welcome. Fumilayo, welcome. Okay, Omawumi, welcome. So what did you learn today? Yesterday rather. Sorry, pardon me. Things to consider while doing your pricing. Great. Different pricing model. that pricing determines your revenue model, customer acquisition, and long-term growth. Thank you. Thank you, Agogo. Thank you. So 3 more people and we start today's class. 3 more people and we'll just start. I'm waiting, I'm watching, I'm looking at everybody. Key factors influencing SaaS pricing. Thank you, Fumi. Thank you. Thank you. Good evening, Temilolua. Adedosu. So you can also tell us what you learned yesterday. Quickly. Flat rate, premium. Thank you. But those are the model, the pricing model, right? Great. Thank you. Funke, I've asked of you. Welcome. Good evening. So, good evening, John. Omontina. All right. What did we learn yesterday? What did we learn yesterday? Tiered model, usage-based model. Thank you, Bolatito. It's like Bolatito learned a lot yesterday. Thank you, Bolatito. Good evening, Damilola. Good evening. Yeah, thank you, Ayomikwe. I'm a lot better today. I feel good. Thank you. Good evening, Happy. All right, quickly. I need more comments as to what you learned. Not Star Matrix yesterday. I'm not sure you learned that yesterday. You learned that maybe the class before yesterday. All right. So while doing the assignment, I learned that the usage-based model had different model under it. Okay. Wow. Great. Christine, I've asked after you. I asked after you and Chinyere. Welcome, Christine. I don't know if I pronounced it right. I've asked after you. All right. Thank you, guys. Thank you. I'm happy you still remember a bit of things we learned yesterday. Oh my god. I'm in my house. Risk caught at my house today. Right. Oh my god. You threw a jab at me, no wala now. Oh, okay, thank you. Victoria. Oh good. Riska Imam, you threw a jab at me. No wala, I'll come for you. All right. Well, it's all fine. All right, thank you everyone. So let's just shoot to what we have today. So today we'll be looking at, we are still going to be looking at that pricing technique, right? So today we'll be looking at the strategic pricing technique for SaaS growth. You understand? So part of things we want to consider, right? We want to consider why pricing is key. You might be wondering why we're talking about pricing. I mean, these are our conversation through the product management class, right? But then pricing is also one key important thing to consider while you're building your product. I've mentioned to you. Thank you, Agogo. Yeah, thank you. Beautiful. Yeah, customer usually pay based on perceived value of your product. Yeah, I mentioned to you that the success of your product, right, is on you. So for you to be tagged a successful product manager, right, it's still a function of the success of that product that you build. And how do you measure your success, right? You can measure your success based on the usage, right? When you have customers who are on your platform, customers keep onboarding on your platform and they are happy using your platform for a long while, right? You can count yourself as a successful product manager. And one of the things that would make them decide either to use your product or not is still pricing. You understand? So let me give a quick example, right? So you have two beautifully baked bread, right? And they have one similar goal, which is to get your tummy filled. Now you see one and you see the other thing. The two things does the same thing, fill your stomach. One is pricing for 10,000 naira for the bread. The other is pricing for 500 naira for that same bread. Take note that the both bread, I mean, don't necessarily have to think of bread. I'm just using bread as an example, right? Both bread are the same product and they serve the same purpose, right? Which would you go for? The 500 naira bread that was made the same way, that does the same thing, or the 10,000 naira bread that is similar to that 500 naira bread? Which one would you go for? Think think of yourself as a customer. Which one would you go for? I want to see your answers in the comment, right? Or let me give another example, right? So let's imagine that what do you do? Okay, you drive, you order. All right, thank you, Faith. You order for ride every day to work. Mm? So you have InDrive, just an example, and you have Uber, right? Thank you, thank you, thank you. You have InDrive, you have Uber. Remember that those two products serve the same purpose, right? They use the same, they use similar model of cars, right? They give you AC all the time. Their services are similar. Now, one charges you 10,000 naira for daily trip to work, and the other charges you 1,000 naira for the daily trip to work. Me, oh, I know some of you are big people, and I mean, the concept of luxury, is still part of the perceived value. Yeah, it's still part of the perceived value. But then, ideally, looking at the customer base largely, I think that for me, I would rather go for InDrive that would offer me 1,000 naira to my office at the same level of value that I'm getting from Uber, right? So that's the same thing. Now you realize that a lot of people, if you have to be sincere, a lot of people, or I shouldn't use the name of those brands, a lot of people will switch from that brand that charges them 10,000 naira for the same value to that brand that gives them that same value for 1,000 naira, right? For 1,000 naira, since it's the same value we are getting. Do you get? In fact, there might be a little difference in value, but then if you cannot see much difference in the value, you would rather go for what is cheaper, right? So far, it gives the same value, right? I think I mentioned to you yesterday how one of my bosses told us to leave one of the project management tool to move to the other one because of pricing. You understand? So you discover that this other one that offers the same value at a lesser price will absorb more customers compared to that one who has one ridiculous price, right? Do you get that, right? So you're getting the same value, right? The same product with a decent pricing. You understand? Do you get that? So there was a time, right? Sorry, I say stories a lot, and I think that stories will help you to get these things and really understand. So there was a time, two different service providers that provides what's it called now, ID verification, right? Two different providers that provide ID verification. Now one does biometric, what's it called, one does both ID verification, right, and still does an additional service, right? Okay, thank you. So the other one also does the same thing. But would you believe that my organization at that time rather goes for the one that charges 2 naira per API call, right? Other than going for the one that charges 2.3 naira. Note, one is charging 2 naira, the other is charging 2 naira 3 kobo per API call. You understand? Now we are getting the same value, and we'd rather go for a lesser price for the same value. What am I saying? What am I saying? Now, all I'm saying is that your pricing will also determine user adoption. You understand? User adoption. Now, this is it is a simple equation. I have a good price for my value. That would mean that I would have more users come to my product for the good pricing that is attached to the value that I offer them. Now that means that as a product manager, I'm successful because I have more users using my product. Do you get that? So can you see why pricing is very, very important? It's very, very important. So and like I told you, one of some of the metrics that you check as a product manager, right, is acquisition. Customer acquisition is very important. Customer acquisition, retention, these are very, very important metrics that you check for. Now, a lot of times that people don't use your product might not necessarily mean that the product is not good in itself. Do you get? Might not necessarily mean that the product is not good in itself. It might be that the pricing. Now, don't lie. How many of you have wanted to do something online and you just saw that there was a price attached to it and you ran away? Be sincere, be sincere. I mean, I'm guilty. I've wanted to convert a PDF file before, right, to Word. So I wanted to use one online platform. Immediately I got there, I saw that they were charging me some $15 or thereabouts. Immediately, I took race. I went to I Love PDF to go and convert it for free. Can you see that? Can you see that? Am I the only one guilty of this? Oh yeah, you are guilty. Oh yeah, confess. Confess yourself. All right, plenty times. So can you see how pricing comes to play? So I rather run to I Love PDF other than that $15. All right. So I rather run to I Love PDF, and I did what I wanted to do. I was getting the same value. In other words, I Love PDF has just gained another customer to their self, right? Be sure that I might not even go back to that $15 place. Now, take note, it's not that I cannot even afford that $15, but the fact is that I am getting the same value at a cheaper price. It's just normal psychology, customer psychology. Do you get? Okay, thank you. I'm happy I'm not the only one. Oh, you see the yesterday fade. All right. So can you see how pricing affects your product? So can you see why pricing is a key part in your product? All right, so many times. Okay, that means I shouldn't feel guilty. We are many that does this thing. All right. So pricing is very, very important, and that's why we are discussing about it. Now, take notes. Take notes. Timoke is laughing. Take notes. It's very important that you take note of this. But because I am now saying that pricing is important, it's not that you should now be praising your product at a pop-off price. Now, there's a difference between being reasonable with price and profitability. You understand? So, because the aim of your business, at the end of the day, you're a product manager thinking about your users, but then you're also thinking about the business goal. You understand? And the business goal is largely to make profit. So, whatever you are doing with your product, the business still has to make profit. So, because I said that your pricing should be good, it's not that you should not be selling your product for pop price. You understand? You understand? Find a balance. Now, ensure that your product is profitable, right? But then still meets customer needs at a reasonable pricing. Do you understand? Because at the end of the day, you will pack your bag and go back home. Now, we've seen a lot of, should I say this? We've seen a lot of, okay, fine, let me just say this. Okay, let me use myself as an example, right? I ran a startup at a point, right? We were building We are building a particular product, you know, building a particular product. We didn't really think about the pricing model. We didn't think about profitability. All I wanted to do was build a product, right? Build a product because I felt like that product is good to have. At the end of the day, I Kuba Wale, I don't even understand Yoruba, but then at the end of the day, the product did not see the light of the day. Why? Not because my product was not good enough, but then because the pricing was not good. Now we were able to grow the product. Now, and I'm being sincere, we were able to grow the product to about, I think we're already at about 7,000 users. But when cloud costs started coming in, I saw that the revenue I was generating from that product was not enough to sustain the product itself, let alone paying people that are servicing the product. Do you get? So it is all right. You understand? You understand? I pack my bag and I go back inside. But man, you wouldn't imagine that money. I've lost money, right? I couldn't continue with my product. The product I started never existed anymore. Why? Because my pricing was wrong. I did not think through the pricing. I didn't think through profitability. I was just eager to build a product. Now it was all fine because somehow I was able to bankroll it, for a while. But when the business expanded, when the product expanded to the point where we have about 7,000 users and we started to have some cloud cost here and there, additional cost here and there, have to pay for AWS, have to pay for all of this. We have to close shop. You understand? We have to close shop. Now, that is a failed product. You understand? It looks good from the start. It looks good from the days we got to 100 users, we are optimistic. 200 users, optimistic. 300. I remember when I clocked 1,000 users, I was feeling like this is it. I wanted to get to 3,000 users and we start to pitch to, investors, VCs. Oh my God. I'm just saying these stories to you so that, you see the importance of what we are discussing. I did not say you should come and yab me tomorrow. All right. So, so promise me you not yab me tomorrow. But then now I've learned, I've learned. By the time I decide to go back to building, right, be sure that I wouldn't make the mistake I made while I started the other time. Now, we are teaching you this so that you will not make this same mistake. Do you understand? So, you have to, when you're thinking about your pricing, you also have to think about profitability. It's very, very important. It's very, very important. So, how many customers do you need to make your product profitable? How much can you charge? No promise. Deborah, you want to yab me? I won't tell you my story again. All right. So, how many users do you need to acquire in order for you to get to that profitable state? What pricing should you charge them? You understand? So it's very important. So, like I have said, pricing is important and it is attached to your success in a way, because if you can't acquire users, how then would you say your product is good? Right? So pricing is very important. So you know what, Duru, I'll come to your question, right? Or let me just answer now. Now that is why we talked about different pricing model, right? Different pricing model. One of the things that I've seen that is beautiful is with Apple. You understand? Apple has different model. You know that Apple has this family plan that appears to be very high, an individual plan that appears to be cheaper. You understand? For you who think you are luxury, you want to do big man, you go for that higher price. So there can be a fusion of, there can be a fusion of these different pricing model. You understand? HubSpot. I don't know if you know HubSpot, HubSpot. You can check them. HubSpot also has different pricing model depending on the number of users you want to have, or depending on the features you want to use on their platform. So, the issue with your audience, understand the audience you're targeting, right? You can use all this model. You can infuse this model to service different levels of people. You understand? So you can have premium package. You can have the freemium package. So Whatever target you're looking at, you can be at their faces. Do you get now? I don't even answer your question, do you? So you can fuse in different models. But first off, we have told you while you are doing your PRD and all of these things, you have already thought about your target audiences. So you can fuse in different models, right? Fuse in different models. You will see a lot. I showed you MailChimp yesterday. You see they have enterprise, they have all of these things. All of these things is just still around customer perception. You understand? Still around customers' perception. Now, let me give you a quick story. I was telling you how I did a prototype, right, for to share with some people like that. Now, what we did with that prototype, the same API. I think by now you should already know the meaning of APIs, right? The same endpoint we'll be sharing with these enterprise people will be the same endpoint we'll be sharing with anybody who wants to build a product themselves. You understand? No different endpoints. The same endpoint that would service them is the same endpoints that would service a direct user. But then, because of the caliber of people they are and because of who they are, the pricing model differs. But the truth is, I think I'm revealing too much secret to you people. But the truth is, it's just a thing of perception. End users, direct customers who will be interfacing with our endpoint is getting the same value as enterprise who we are giving this endpoint. You understand? Thank you, Deborah. It's just perception. Do you get? I hope you get it now. So, I think I've said a lot of things outside my slide. So let me just get back to the slide, so that I can try to structure my thought and creative biomarker. I didn't know you're on the call. Did I ask of you? I've been looking around. Maybe I would see you. All right. Okay, let me just share my screen now, and we just look through the picture I have on the slide, and we talk about it. Right. Anyway, by the way, how is our assignment coming? I think by now we should have even finished our assignment now. Abby? Shebi, we should have finished our assignment. Please give me a minute. Permit me to get water, please. Okay. Please just give me a minute, please. Domini do meu water. Water. All right. All right. Thank you, guys. All right. So let me know once you can see my screen. All right. So can you see my screen? Can you see my screen, everybody? Can you see my screen? Let me know if you can see my screen. Can you see my screen? Let me know. Can you see my screen? No, I beg you. People of God. Not yet. Okay. Oh, really? Oh boy. Wait, oh, is it that some people can see it and some people cannot see it? Wait, I don't get to. Please, is it that some people can see my screen and some can't see it? I'm actually sharing my screen right now. Oh boy. Not yet. Okay, let me just try to reshare again. So Vivian can see my screen. My screen. Okay, let me reshare again. Just give me a minute. How about now? Can you see now? What's going on? Wahala. So how come Vivian is seeing it and every other person can see it? Every village people is destroyed. Ah, you can't care. My screen is up, but I'm sharing my screen. I don't know what's going on. All right, just give me a minute. The Vivian and Aka. Okay. So I think we shouldn't waste much time. Let's just continue. Um, I don't know what's going on. You should see my screen because this is serious. So I mean the slide. The slide. I mean the slide. I'm trying to share my slide. I don't know. Okay. Do you know what? I think we'll just continue, right? So that I don't hold us at ransom. Okay, let me see. All right, so let's just continue. Let's just continue. I don't know. Maybe there's something that I need to be helped with so that my screen can be in the show. Um, all right, but I've been sharing it. So let's just continue. Okay, I think we are good now. You should see it now. Can you see it now? All right, thank you. Okay, thank God. Thank God you can see it now. So in my screen, in this slide, right, you see that I highlighted why pricing is key to SaaS success. We've talked about it, right? So let me just recap. Let me just recap. Oh boy, excuse me. Oh boy, what's going on? So All right. One reason I mentioned in that slide is the revenue growth driver. You know, pricing directly impacts your revenue and profitability, right? If you plan your pricing right, you can be sure of scalability, right? You can be sure of scalability. Thank you, Jadisola. All right. You can be sure of scalability, right? If your pricing is right, if your pricing is right, now you will make more customer. Indirectly means that it's directly proportional to you making more money. Now, also directly proportional to you. Sorry, excuse me. I don't know what's wrong. All right. So you make more money, right? You have a good pricing. You first have a good number of customers, and that invariably means that you make more money. When you make more money, that means that you'll be profitable. Now, your pricing is friendly. People can come to your platform. They keep telling people about your platform, and people keep coming to your platform, and you keep making more money, right? I think that one of the hottest project management tool right now that will be making a lot of money should be ClickUp, because now I've worked on 2 or 3 different projects where they have advocated for ClickUp, honestly. And some 2 3 years ago, it was not like that. 2 3 years ago, it was Jira at the time. Jira at the time. Sometimes Asana was trying to, but now ClickUp is very, very affordable and offers value. In fact, on ClickUp, you can actually generate you can generate content using AI on ClickUp. I see that a lot of people are now tending to drift towards ClickUp, right? All I'm saying is that when your pricing is good, you have more revenue, your business become profitable, you have more customers coming to your product, right? So that's one reasons why pricing is key. You understand? Pricing is key. When your pricing is good, you get more customers, and that's talking to how it influence customer acquisition, and retention. Now, what it simply means is, see, I've told you, don't worry about all this English. I know we are grammarians. Acquisition means just simply means that customers will keep coming on the platform. Retention means that they will stay. You understand? And that means that you can scale. Me, I can't say that because sorry, your people is asking if we can say Jira is close to. No. You can't say Jira is close to the client state because they also have product managers who are thinking hard, to make it's a competitive landscape. You understand? It's a competitive landscape. Any product you build are in competition. Just like Money Point, right? Money Point, OPay, maybe Vault app, UBA mobile app. Now, you can't say that UBA mobile app is in the decline phase. You can't say that Money Point is in the decline phase. Rather, can you say OPay is in the decline phase or Kuda is in the decline phase? They are all in the competition phase. You understand? They are all competitive. So everybody will just have to up their game based on what is obtainable in the market, up their game so that they can also retain their users and attract the kind of customer they want. One thing, and there's one truth, there's one thing. I feel like, I sincerely feel like every product, right, has its own customers. Now, for Jira, I still think that a number of people will still use Jira. Now, most of the foreign gigs I've worked on, to be very honest, most of them they usually use Jira. They usually use Jira. That's the honest truth. They usually use Jira. Most of the foreign stuff, more foreign jobs I've worked, Jira. And I think that Jira has been in the market for a long while. They've trusted Jira. They already know Jira. So by default, Jira still holds a market. Faith said, first one, the funny thing, I laugh when people say that, traditional banks are going to extinction, decline, and all of that. That is not true. Do you know why I knew? The reason why I know that that's not true is that, you see, all of us will come on social media and yap them. But the truth is, they still have a huge customer base. When I work in one of these financial sectors, right? Right. So when I first got in, I went to Google Play Store. I was seeing the comment. Thank you, but so I was seeing the comments. I was seeing useless. I was seeing different comments. I was worried. What is this? I went to Twitter. I was seeing how people were tracking this place I just got in. I say, God have mercy. As a concerned product manager, I went. I was trying to get their feedback. Right? I was trying to get feedback. Work on. Someone said something very hilarious. Say, you better don't disturb yourself. They will yab you, but they will still use the app. Don't worry yourself. I say, hey, really? The, and the truth is, since I've been on that product, although we have really, really, if I mention the name of the product, you know, we have really, really made progress. Like we have really, really made progress. Transactions have been smooth. Um, you know, I mean, I see people use my product and I'm very, very excited. So, but the truth is, they will still have their loyal customer. It doesn't matter how you want to paint it. You understand? First bank that I see is entering decline. Don't be surprised if you know that if you go and find out that they still have close to 2 million users on their platform. So I mean, that's that about that. That's that about that. So I mean, your pricing influences the customer acquisition and retention. I've told you what that means. Acquisition simply means getting more customers. Retention really simply means that they stay on your platform. It becomes convenient for them to pay that amount you're offering them to pay. You understand? So they stay for a while. You understand? All right. So another thing I highlighted was the competitive differentiation. So a lot of times this SaaS market is very crowded. What do I mean? Like I just mentioned, ordinary project management tool, right? We have ClickUp, we have Jira, we have Asana, we have Trello, we have Azure board. We have just a number of them. You can name it. So the market is crowded, right? And we still even have this what's it called now? There's even still one that we built. We built when I was working with one UK based organization. So we will keep building. It keeps coming, right? But the truth is, one of the things that can set you apart in the market is your pricing. You understand? Your pricing can set your product apart. I tell you, because they see you are giving good price, a good value, you know, and your premium positioning. You get. So that's how it works. Do you get that? Do you get that? Do you get that? Let me get some feedback. Do you get that? Let me get feedback before I continue. Are you getting it? Am I still making sense? Am I still making sense? Okay. Okay. I says I'm still making sense. All right. Who else thinks I'm still making sense? Okay. Combinant thinks I'm still making sense. All right. All right. Thank you, Ido. Ido says I'm still making sense. Okay. Jarisola says I'm still making sense. All right. Since I'm still making sense, so let's continue. I pray I keep making sense till the end of the class. All right. Okay. So now you understand why pricing is key for the success of your SaaS platform, right? Okay. So I'm going to explain this, right, with examples to help you understand. The different pricing techniques for SaaS growth. Now, there's such thing called that, like value-based pricing. Now, when we talk about value-based pricing, that means that you are setting your price based on the perceived value that your product delivers to customers, right? rather than your cost or whatever the competitor's price is. Should I come again? All right, let me come again. I can see that you didn't get what I said. Don't worry. Don't bother about how I saw that. Now, when we talk about value-based pricing, in this case, you are not thinking about what the competitors are pricing. You understand? You are not thinking about what your competitors are pricing. You are thinking to set your price based on the value you perceive that you are giving them. Do you get? Now, I give you an example yesterday. I told you that when I was still building anyways, a product that we figured that was not common in the African market, right? We spoke with some top brokers trying to find what their pain point was, right? Why a lot of Africans, even they themselves, are not thought of building a solution around that place. Now we saw that they had certain pain points, right? They had certain pain points. Now, building on that pain point was what led to me making available a prototype to show them that this thing is solving your problem. Now, when the product is ready, be sure that these guys would rather want to pay me to solve their problem other than looking at what the competitors would offer. You understand? All right, I'll zoom out. I'll zoom out. Funke, I'll zoom out. So you understand? So I told them we are giving them an advanced solution. You understand? It's not Bobo. Actually, we are giving them an advanced solution. So when I told them that, I showed them a prototype of what they would expect. You understand? Walked them through what we are offering them. Now they were so excited because their long-lasting problem is finally getting a solution. Now, for those kind of people, right? I am not going to charge them based on my competitors, right? I can choose to charge them based on the value I am offering them. Do you understand? Do you understand what value-based pricing means now? I am charging them based on the value I am offering them. You understand? Now, let me give you an example. So, I wanted to go somewhere one day, to the airport to be precise. So would they call them courier service? I don't know what they call them, or I can't remember what the name they call them. So there were different cars that could help me achieve that same purpose, right? There was this Highlander Jeep. This Highlander Jeep that looks very comfy, right? Very good. I mean, if I was Pablo, I would rather want to go with the Highlander Jeep, right? Actually, I still went with it though. So they charged me 50,000 naira, you know, for the Highlander Jeep to take me to Ikeja in that place. All right. The other sedan car was charging me way lesser, right? Now, these guys are not just charging me based on the fact that they want to carry me from my point to the airport. Now, the Highlander Jeep was charging me based on the fact that he believes that he is giving me value, right? He's giving me value. I'll feel like a chief, enjoying AC, listening to the music of my choice. You understand? At a very comfortable, I can even walk there very comfortable. So he is charging me 50K based on the value he think that he's offering me. Do you get? Now, he's not offering me that price because, of course, his competitor. I mean, just try to follow my analogy, even if it does not make sense. His competitor, the sedan car, right, is offering me the same service. Now, he's not charging me based on that fact. He's not charging me based on the fact that, this sedan car is charging me 15,000. No, he's charging me 50,000 because he believes that he's giving me more value, right, than the sedan car. Now, he's charging me based on the fact that even in gallops, I wouldn't feel the baga. I will still stand strong. He's charging me based on the fact that he feels that I will feel like a president when I'm sitting down in the car. Do you understand? He's charging me based on the fact that he feels that I will be very, very comfortable in his own car, and he's going to provide the kind of comfort that that sedan car cannot provide for me. Now, that's one example. Now, the other example would be that now a lot of times I showed you MailChimp. Okay, let's use web domain for example. You know, should I use that? Okay, let's just still use MailChimp. All right, let's just use MailChimp. Now, MailChimp has different pricing. You understand? Now, one will tell you that to have your customized email sender, whatever they call it, to have it customized to your own taste. Now that comes in a premium in another package, maybe essential or something. Now, based on each of the value they feel like they are giving to you, now it comes with different pricing. I don't know if you get. So one of the technique is I am charging you based on the value I feel I am giving to you. Now, for these people, for the example I gave you with these people I'm building a product for, I'm going to be charging them not based on whatever charge maybe a regular stockbroker or a regular person is charging them. I am charging them based on the fact that I am giving them value. Do you understand? Do you understand? And that's it about value-based pricing. So you charge based on the value your software delivers to the customer. Do you get that? All right, let me just run through this thing so that we can have our 8 o'clock break and come back and just wrap it up. So we have penetration pricing. All right, so penetration pricing. So now when you hear penetration, it means that you want to penetrate. Now, don't laugh. Don't laugh. I know some of you are already laughing. It means that you want to enter the market and scatter everywhere and absorb people. You understand? So penetration pricing usually it means that you start with lower price to attract people. Then you gradually increase your price. You get. So I don't get Olajumoke's question. All right. So penetration pricing is you reduce your price. Thank you, Vivian. Was it just I didn't even realize until last week I saw that they debited me 7,000 naira. Those people, they started with very so to enter the market, they give you small price, they give you good price. Like Zoom was giving us free. Suddenly they decided to give us oh god, I beg. So that's how it works. Penetration, like they want to enter the market, so they give you ridiculous price. Once you enter like this, you are locked in for life. You understand? Netflix is a perfect example. I remember that I paid. I can't remember. I remember that the last time I paid before this last one that they scammed me. I paid. Was it for? It was 4,000 for I was paying before. They moved it to 5,000 naira. Right now, they have moved it to 7,000 naira. I didn't even know until they debited me, until I even saw my debit alert and I saw 7,000 naira. So you see, they gave me 3,600 or thereabout when they started. I jumped on it. They increased it to 4,400. I still was on it. I was fine. Now they increased it now to 5,000 naira. I didn't complain. Now, just last week, and I learned that they've been debiting me that way before, and I didn't just realize. I saw that they debited me 7,000 naira. So you see, now I won't be surprised. If people like Prime TV, who charges 2-3 now, suddenly now starts to charge even more. Prime TV now has the floor. Everybody is jumping on Prime TV, 2,300. Anybody can afford it. We're jumping on Prime TV. Everybody wants to do Prime TV. The next minute, you see that. Now that's the penetration pricing. You understand? They came into the market with lower price just to attract you and grow their customer base. You understand? You get that? So that pricing has to do with financial pricing has to do with, so depending on whatever technique you want to use, right? Whatever technique you want to use, you know, a lot of the times for pension pricing, you can he said Tinubu, I tell you, Tinubu made me realize, so, you know, oh my god. Same thing for DSTV. DSTV started, I remember I was doing DSTV subscription for 1009. I later was doing 2,500. Suddenly, I wanted to do one time like that. I don't even. I think I had a visit or something. I wanted to do the DSTV subscription. I saw that the pricing was crazy. You understand? So all this is a technique in pricing. They start with a low price just to attract the customer. Then they can now later increase it. Do you get that? All right. Another technique is the premium pricing. Let me check the time so that you can. I don't want to take out of your break. All right. Premium pricing. So the premium pricing is like you charge higher price, right? Because like what's his name now? What's her name? What's her name? What's her name? There's still a perception around people saying that the higher price reflects higher quality. That when you pay high for something, it only means that you are offering premium. You understand? So if that is your audience, now you want to charge high price for high quality. Now, like you have said, like she has said rather, it creates a perception of value and quality. You get some people feel like, how many of you knows banks are no lipsing? Anybody, bank are no lipsing? Do you know bank are no lipsing? Anybody? You can go and check them out. They are very premium. They are very, very premium. Bank are low lipsing. They produce sound, all the sound system, TVs, and they are very, very premium. If you see their ad sef, their ad is saying premium. They tell you, we know it's not for you. Like the advertisement is very funny. Like they tell you that, they tell it to your face, it's not for you. Our product is not for you. Like those guys, you can buy, oh boy, they sell their products for thousands of dollars. Even the rich cannot even afford to buy some of their products. Thank you, Bola. You know them. They are premium, premium, premium. Even the rich cannot afford. I mean, so I mean, so depending on your strategy, right? Depending on your strategy. So I think it's almost time for our break. So that I don't eat into your time. So just highlight a few things you have learned so far, and um, when we come back, we pick it from there. Oh, welcome. Sorry, don't mind me. Welcome back, everyone. I'm glad you're enjoying the class. Thank you very much. Thank you for the feedback. I'm happy. I'm blushing. So, let's just continue, right? Please just give me 1 minute. Give me 1 minute. Just give me 1 minute. Sorry. There's this emergency. So, but then while you wait for me, just tell your neighbor, you're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome in the name of the Lord. Shake your neighbor. Shake your neighbor. Even if you cannot see them, imagine. Believe. Shake your neighbor. All right. If people are not shaking yourself, so shake your neighbor and tell your neighbor, welcome, welcome, welcome to class. I was going to say welcome to church, but then tell your neighbor, welcome to Hallelujah. You're welcome, my neighbor. Glory. Covenant is in the spirit in the Lord's day. Hallelujah to Jesus. All right. It's the only covenant that is here. Hmm. All right. Thank you, Creative Amaka. Welcome yourselves now. Ah, thank you, Jaisola. Welcome. I'm not your fellow Texas, anyways. Welcome back to class, Esther. Esther, you have not shaked your neighbor. Shake your neighbor, shake your neighbor, shake your neighbor. Tell them you're welcome, you're welcome. Welcome my neighbor. Yes, welcome them. I'm just seeing 3 people who are genuinely welcoming their neighbor. Welcome in the name of the Lord. Thank you, Joanne. I, I didn't ask you to hard fire. If you go and burn somebody's clothes, I'm not there. Welcome, 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 everybody. Welcome, everybody. Welcome, everybody. All right, let's just go straight so that we can, you know, have enough juice to share. Welcome to class. Ngozi. Thank you, Jared Doris. But if you believe you can do it, if you believe you can shake your neighbor, you will shake your neighbor now. Based on belief. This life is just based on belief. Based on belief. Based on belief. All right. So before we continue, just do a quick recap. Thank you, Ngozi. Ngozi is taking the step. So do a recap of what we learned. Do a recap, do a recap. I'm waiting, I'm waiting, I'm waiting. Oh my God. All right. Let's shoot. Let's go back to business. All right, thank you. So we've talked about the premium pricing. Let's look at another technique, right? Which is the price skimming. Price skimming. It's big English, Abby. Price skimming. So price skimming is just simply start with a high price. You understand? Then begin to lower your price. Do you get? So, for example, you enter the market with a high price, setting your standards. But over time, when you're now the goal is that the first people that you first of all cash, your first set of early adopters, you want to make your revenue of their head. You want to maximize your revenue. So when competitors now start to come, you understand, you now start to beat down your price, beat down your price, beat down your price. Apple uses the model, right? Apple uses the model. Do you get? Apple uses that model for their softwares and hardware most of the times. So they enter the market, and with that price, the early adopter they make money of their head, and they what's that word? They now start to reduce their price. Now, let me give a very funny example. Should I see? Should I see this example? All right, not directly related, but it just gives you an idea. You understand? So, me, I don't know that one. Oh. 15 is more costly than 16. So, it's okay. It's okay. Oh. So, let me give you a funny example. I know that we are saved by grace, and we can't have them in our midst. Glory to God forevermore. So, when Niger Best first came, is it Bet Niger now? When Bet Niger first came, they were like the first in the market, right? So they didn't have a lot of options, like, and don't ask me how did I know. Don't ask me how did I know. Don't ask me how did I know. We know all things by the Spirit of God. Okay, sorry. Don't ask me how did I know. When Bet Niger first came, right? They didn't have different options. I think it was even costlier to, you know, access their platforms, take your games. But when competitors started to come, they started to bring about flexibility, started to, reduce some things like that. Sure. I don't know if that's, don't let me use that example. So let me think of another example. Let me think of another example. So, if I remember one before we end, a perfect example that matches what I'm trying to explain to you. But I know Apple often uses the model, right? This price skimming model. They enter the market with that price, right? With a we said it's too late. It's a huge price, then they start to reduce over time. When they start to have competitors, right? They start to reduce. In fact, some people do it as crazy as they beat their price down, right? To be even lesser than the competitors who are just coming. You know why? Because they have actually made more money off the early adopters, the people they first had. Now, for example, this product I told you that we're building, this is what I told you we're building. I told you that now I was selling value. I gave them a prototype. They liked it. Now they want to pay me for value. Now I am in autonomy of that market, right? I can charge them as much. Christian, I have a lot of ladies that do this thing we're talking about. Sef. A lady almost wanted me to go into that business, but thank God for Jesus that rescued my soul. All right. So that's just by the way. So, what was I saying? Somebody remind me, please. I've lost my chain of thought. All right, somebody remind me. Remind me. Okay, so I was saying that I was talking about the product. All right, I remember now. I was talking about the product that. Why is this on my screen? All right, I was talking about a product that I was building that in a way, now I kind of have the autonomy of that market. I can charge them whatever I like. You understand? Because I have sold it to them that I am solving their problem. You understand? I've sold it to them that I'm solving their problem. They are eager for my product. They have seen the prototype and they want to adopt it. Now, for those set of people who are my early adopters, I can charge them as much as I feel like I want to charge them for the value I'm offering them. But along the line, be sure that maybe in the space of 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years down the line, people will start to build this same solution that I am building. In fact, that is if someone has not even started to build it. You understand? So what me I will now do is I will now start to reduce my pricing. You understand? I'll start to reduce my pricing as they come. I dey beat down my pricing. Do you get that? Do you get that? So I start to reduce my pricing. That's what price skimming is all about. Do you get that? Okay. All right. So we're talking about psychology of pricing, right? The psychological price strategy. So I laughed because a lot of us, these strategies, they have used it for us, right? They have used it for us. This psychology, I know that when we start to talk about these things, we start to realize and we start to laugh, right? So you display price that is very high. Right? That's price anchoring. Like you are setting that standard that this is high. Now you now make the lower plan look more affordable. What do I mean? Let me think of an example. Now Spotify, you know, Spotify premium plan. You think that it's a higher cost for family plan, right? You want to go for individual, right? You want to go for individual because individual seems cheap. The family plan looks big. Well, the reasons of it, don't worry about the reasons of it. But then that's one psychological strategy, right? They make it look like it's very expensive. I remember one time I was trying to pay for, was it web hosting or domain now? I was seeing pricing for a month. It looks really cheap. I think I was using I was trying to look at one of these .com.ng people. So they were looking very, very cheap. They were looking very, very cheap. And I was like, okay, you know what? We're looking very, very cheap. And I was like, okay, you know what? Let me buy one. Let me buy 1 month. 1 month looks very cheap. 1 year looks like this is much. Oh. But when you think about it and do your maths, really, really. So it's one strategy that they use. They just use it for your psychology, right? Individual seems like it's cheaper. 1 month seems like it's cheaper, and you want to go for that 1 month. So you keep paying them every month, right? And you keep paying them that amount of money, right? So it's a strategy, it's a psychological strategy that they just want to play with your head. They want to play with your head. So they they display to you that price, annual price, family price. It looks very big. Then later you see individual price. Oh, cheap. Maybe you are seeing family plan for like $90 per month, and that would allow you to give access to like 12 people. Now you are seeing individual plan like $10. You say, oh, this is cheap. This is cheap. This is cheap. Well, think about it. You understand? Think about it. So it's just part of pricing strategy, right? Just playing around with your head. You understand? And the other one is this charm pricing. A lot of us, you know, they create perception of affordability. I know many of you, you would rather go to one shopping mart because of that 0.999 than go and buy it beside your house that is sold for a round figure. Am I lying on you? Well, show your face. Am I lying? Am I lying? Am I lying? It's just simple psychology. You are seeing 9.99. You are seeing 49.9. You are seeing 100.9. You know, you are just using that thing, shop ahead. Thank you. Shop price. Shop price will give you. I think I was somewhere and I bought a bottle of Coke for something 0.9. You understand? As against the normal price outside. I was like, wow. Wow. Yeah, Walmart. A lot of they use that strategy. It's called the charm pricing strategy. It's just simple psychology. Just simple psychology. You understand? Simple psychology. They just want you to feel like you get most. They use it. Simple, they end your pricing with 0.9, 0.9, 0.10, point kinikon, and you feel like, this is cheaper. This is cheaper. You won't even think about your transport. You don't think about your transport to where you are going, no. But because of that 0.99, when we wanted to pay for Apple, the first time I paid for Apple developers account, I was seeing 99.9. I was like, what is this? Just Google make this thing $100 and let us rest. Let us rest. But really, it's just like these are just psychological. Just psychological. You understand? A lot of SaaS companies, they do it a lot. You just see that you go to their page, you see 0.99. You see, I think these guys does it too. What's the name of these guys that you can access premium pictures from? What's their name now? I have an account with them. What's their name? Oh God. You people should know now. There's this when you want to design, you get Shutterstock. Yeah, Shutterstock, I remember. Shutterstock, they do it too. A lot of organizations do it. A lot. Understand? So are you seeing that these are just like strategies they use just to bobo you, to sell bobo juice to you? Yeah, thank you, Becky. Shutterstock. Yeah. So another strategy is freemium. It's very, very, very common. Very, very common. A lot of people who are just penetrating the market, use these techniques. They use this technique. If you pick like 20 SaaS products, be sure that 89 of them uses this technique. You just see freemium, 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 freemium. By the time you turn to your right, you see freemium. It get, I don't know, for me, it gets really annoying because sometimes I want to do some things and I'm looking for, don't abuse me, and I'm looking for a cheaper way to solve my problem. You understand? Because one of the funny things is I like to explore. Whatever will make my life easy, I like to explore them. So one day I can't remember, I think I was trying to convert a video into an audio file, right? I was trying to convert a video into another file. The next thing I was saying, I was searching for a free way to do that. So immediately I started to check. I saw free, for free, for free, for free, for free, for free. I was jumping on it. By the time you jump on it and you upload your video, start to convert, they will convert it. By the time you have to download, they will tell you to upgrade to upgrade to premium version. So a lot of SaaS, a lot of products, they use this premium to paid version. They offer you free. Aha, thank you, Ayo. Demo on games. So this psychology thing is common. I think I give you an example of Flow app. Free PDF site. So yeah, because you remember there are a lot of PDF sites, SaaS products that when you want to convert your file or you want to sign, they tell you it's free. You come on the platform, you append your signature. After you have appended your signature, you want to download that file, you just see that they tell you to upgrade. You understand? So they use this medium to attract users, right? They attract users. MailChimp, for example, now will give you their free package. You can send mail to about 2,000 people, but then when you exceed 2,000 people, you have to upgrade. So these are just pricing psychologies, right? These are strategies they just use to catch you people, not me. I'm just joking. All right. So I think I already mentioned some of these things yesterday. So I think it's important I also mention this before we go, right? So I've mentioned to you that you must learn to balance. Like I said, joking, I said, you should not, because you want to get users, now be selling your product for pop-off price. You understand? Don't be doing 2 for 5 naira on your product, because some people will not even want to use your product because they perceive your product as, you are still trying to balance the issue with perception, right? So you want to be careful. So you want to give good pricing, but then you still don't want to go out of. Please give me a minute. Okay, sorry, I had to. I'm having some kind of emergency that I'm trying to settle so that I would attend to by the time we end the class. So apologies for the distraction. So, like I mentioned, I said that because you want to give good pricing does not now mean that you start to sell your product for pop-off price, right? You start to give your product out for pop-off price. Now you have to be able to balance profitability, right? Balance it and growth. Yeah, I mean, it's part of what we spoke about yesterday. It's about you testing different price pointing, testing different, pricing strategies for your product to see which would really fit in. So I didn't want to waste time on that again. We discussed it yesterday already, like experimenting around your pricing, right? Do okay. So um you want to balance growth and profitability. I know that you want users, you want customer acquisition, you want people to use your product, you want people to come on your product, but then you should learn to balance it and profitability. I mentioned that the end goal, the business goal, is to make profit. As much as you are building product, you must ensure that as much as you are concerned about the end users, you must also ensure that you are meeting the organizational goal, which is to make profit. You understand? So I mentioned this thing yesterday, right? I think I spoke about it briefly. You know, um, when you are thinking of your pricing, you don't just think of pricing like sha bring money, right? You don't just want to you want to gain users. Like I mentioned to you about my own product, how I was able to build a product and raise it to about 7,000 users, but at the end of the day, it later crashed, right? As much as it was funny and it was funny, it's not still funny because each time when I think about the amount of effort I put into building that product and the amount of effort I built into growing that product into about 7,000 users. In fact, we were planning at that point that we wanted to push to about 10,000 users on the product I was, and it's a personal project, right? It was my own personal project that I was working in. So you should know what that means. I was investing my money, pouring on my money. If not for God, maybe I would have gone back to my village. So so it's very, very important, right, that you balance profitability. Now, like I mentioned to you, at the early stage where we didn't have much users, we are looking all fine. But when the users started to grow, the cloud costing began to increase, right? The business in itself was not able to afford to maintain itself. Now, it would have been good if at that 7,000 users that I acquired on my product, right, I was still able to, the product was able to maintain itself. Now I can say, okay, let me bother about how I'm going to pay staffs and all of that, right? Hoping that when the business scales, it will be able to grow to the point where it starts to pay people that work. But then I didn't think about all I was thinking about was customer acquisition. I wanted users. I wanted users. I wanted users. I wanted users because I wanted to go and pitch this product to venture capitalists, pitch this product to this and that. I just wanted to have a product to my name, right? I wanted to have a product to my name. Mister, I won't be a CEO. No, I'm yabbing myself so that you know yabbing. All right, but then one thing was missing. I didn't think about the profitability of the product itself, right? I didn't think about profitability of the product itself. So my my pricing model was wrong. The way I went about my pricing was wrong because I told you that pricing is one of the revenue driver. You understand? Yes. So Dr. Ronke, thank God I didn't go back to the village. Thanks be to God. So, I mean, all these lessons are what I have learned, and this is why I'm sharing this. What I've learned, I can't make the same mistake I made, and this was I think 2 3 years ago, right? We have bounced back, and very soon I'm still going to build another product very soon. It's already in the pipeline. Don't worry. So you want to ensure that your pricing covers for acquisition cost. Now, I think it was costing me. How much was it costing me? I think it wasn't costing me much. At first, I was adopting influencer marketing, right? Um, I mean, this is not part of. I'm just trying to say these stories, right, so that um, you can pick one or two things from all of these stories I'm saying, right? So I was adopting influencer marketing, right, where I pay influencers to help me advertise my product so that I can gain users. Now, the least an influencer collected from me was 150,000 naira, right? 150,000 naira. Now, I was paying that, and I think I paid about three of them. If I mention their names, you know them. Uh, to But at the end of the day, the conversion was not there. You understand? The conversion was not there. Now, I didn't even think about all of this cost of acquisition while I was building my product. Now, whatever pricing I'm placing on my product, should cover for this cost of acquisition. I should be able to know that, okay, to acquire one user, it costs me so amount. You understand? Now, whatever I'm charging you mean that in the next 5 years, I can still acquire one user without stress from this revenue I'm getting. Do you get? All right. So I had to switch at that point. I switched into Facebook, Facebook ads, and some other means of. I was just running ads, right, other than paying influencer. I discovered that with 5 cents, 5 cents, I was able to even have more conversion than the influencer marketing, right? I was running ads. Ad was cheaper, but then even at that, I was not costing that into what I was generating. I think then from my product I was generating is it $100? It was not really much, so it was not able to sustain. Was not able to sustain the product itself. And at the end of the day, I packed my bag and I was almost going to cross to the village, but Jesus said no. All right. So all I'm saying is that when you are thinking about your pricing, you should also think about the cost of acquiring customers, right, and the lifetime value they will be getting. You understand? So optimize your pricing to retain your customer longer and reduce the churn rate. Now make sure that your pricing makes sense, right? People will come, and people that are on your platform we keep using your platform because your pricing makes sense, right? Now, don't be surprised. Netflix is about to lose me. You know why? Because for me now, their pricing does not make sense again. Now, they had acquired me using the model we talked about, right? They have acquired me using the penetration pricing stuff. But they are about to lose me because why would you move from 3,600 to 4,400 to 5,000 now to 7,000? So when you are building your product, you make sure that you can have someone like me last on your product for a longer while. If they have stayed on 5,000 naira now, and they might have enjoyed me for a long while. Oh, they've lost to Vivian. So they would almost lose they would lose me very soon. They will lose me very soon. I'm just begging God I don't forget to remove my card by the time this one ends. All right, so so you must make sure that your pricing covers for acquisition, and of course your pricing can sustain you for a long while, right? All right. So so like I said again, I told you that your pricing is directly proportional to the level of acquisition you have on your product. right? Same applies to your pricing. You want to manage churn rate. Who can remind me? I told you what churn rate is yesterday. I told you what churn means yesterday. Who can remind me in the comment section? Quickly, 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 quickly. Who can remind me? Churn rate, churn rate, churn rate. Okay, loss of customer. Okay, good. All right. So churn rate is the okay. No worry, Netflix is coming for all of you that is using people's login. Follow off rate. Thank you, Ayomikwe. So you want to monitor. I think right now, right, what Netflix is doing, they'll start to monitor the rate at which people are falling off on their platform. Now, and align it with pricing. You understand? So they will see that okay, it's like this 7K stretch. So this number of people are already falling off. You understand? So it's very, very important. Oh, very, very important. Yeah, the number of people stop using. Yeah, it's very, very important. See, these things are very, very important. It's personal to me, and that's because of my own experience. It's very, very personal to me. Your pricing is a big part. You don't want to build products and don't make profit, because even though you are an humanitarian, it will still take money to run your stuff. You understand? Do you get that? Okay, so don't joke with pricing. Don't joke with it at all, at all, at all. If sometimes I say jokingly, right, that the money I pumped into building my product, if I had just taken that money and just went to the market and bought myself one very, 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 very one very, very dope car, bought myself one very, very nice BMW, bought myself one very nice BMW, or or one very, very nice Benz. I'll be feeling like a chairman. Everywhere is good. I might not even think about, I might not even think about, these are part of the things that we think about, anyways. But it's all good. It came with experience, right? And I feel like those experiences are part of the things that are really helping me now. You understand? You understand? So it's very important. Don't joke with it at all. It's very important. Make sure that your pricing is right. Right? It's very right. And as much as it's right, it's also meets, you are collecting the worth of the value you are giving them, and you're not also overpriced. Make sure it's balanced. The price of fuel is not uh, fuel is value-based pricing now. Either you like it or not, you will buy fuel. Except you want to be you want to speed inside your all right. Yeah, so I mean, so we're all products of our experiences, and and that's why this topic is personal to me. You should get your pricing right, right? Get your pricing right. It's very, very important. Very, very important. All right. So your key takeaways, right? Understand your customer value perception, and set prices accordingly. Understand the perception of your customer. Who are these your customers? We've talked about you identifying your customers. So how do they think? Where are they? How did they see things? Right? When you realize that, then you set your pricing in accordance to that. Do you get? All right. You can experiment, optimize your pricing. You can test your pricing. You can even use this customer segmentation. I was telling you that I think I gave an example of HubSpot that they have plans for different customer sets. You understand? You can see that Spotify has premium. You can just play around with all of these things, right? You have a plan for this set of people, a plan for this set of people, a plan just to make sure that you capture a number of persons, right? So you also have, it's very, very important. You need to balance your short-term customer acquisition with your long-term profitability, right? because you have to be strategic. You don't just think about now. Don't be like me. Don't think about now. Don't think about now. That you get half food, then you can't continue, right? You have to think about, you know, as much as you want to acquire customers, you also want to think about your profitability and your scalability over time. Then when we were building, all we were thinking about was we will get venture capitalists who would invest in our business. All we need is traction. We need the numbers. We need the numbers. We need the numbers. For we also had the school of thought that we don't need to make profit now. I've forgotten that I'm just a normal boy who is just trying to do something, right? We need the numbers. We need the numbers. I will go and charge up my team. Thank God it was really LinkedIn. Charge up my teams. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of lessons I learned from running my startup, and which I think that aside class, I am willing to share with a lot of persons, right? I'm willing to share with there's really a lot of lessons I learned, and there's really a lot of mistakes I made that I really took note of, right? I really took note of. Um, I want to talk about them, but then I don't. That would be outside the scope of this class, right? So it's very important, to balance, because don't be. I know you want to acquire customer, which is good, which is a plus for you. You understand? You understand? You also want to think about your profitability, right? You want to think about your profitability, right? So make sure you are making profit, and at the same time you're able to acquire customers, right? All right. So, all right. Nice question. You're asking how you can keep your long time value customer. All right. It's simple. There's something called iteration, right? Okay. So to keep your long value time customer is, now the thing is, one of the people that it's hard to worry about are the long time value customer, because you know why? They are already loyal to you. Sure, you get, they are loyal to you. Have you wondered how come these what do they call them now? Have you wondered how these traditional banks still have users using their platform despite how we crucify them? You know what? It's because they have these loyal customers. You understand? They have these their diehard fans that is ready to go any length. You understand, for them. So all you need to do to maintain them is keep giving them the value you are giving them, and while you are iterating, give them additional values beyond what you started with. You understand? Additional value beyond what you started with. Keep giving them the value that make them stay. Whatever is making them remain on your platform, whatever made them come on your platform, make sure that you are still giving them that. But then, in order to make them stay and get more people, continue to iterate, improve on your product, improve on your product. You understand? Improve on your product. Maybe maybe for example, maybe you are Naija bet or bet Naija, your odds were so low. Now you have a long time customer who are loyal to you. The only thing you can do for them so that they will not run to Spotify. Sorry, is this Spotify? No, Spotybet. Is you give them bigger odd for games. Do you understand? So that's just, I don't even answer your question. All right. So thank you very much. Thank you very much. Any question? Any question? Any question? Let me pick a few questions before we run. I I seem to have an emergency that I need to attend to. God will help us. So let me see. Do you have questions? Do you have questions? Do you have questions? Questions, 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 questions. Questions. Oh, so nobody has questions, right? That means that I've done a good job, right? What pricing model can a shopping app adopt? Okay. Uh Honestly, you can have a mix of all those model. But the first thing is you need to understand who your customers are. Honestly, who are your customers? Who are you looking at? I mean, who are the vendors? Who are the people who want to buy on your platform? Who are the people enlisting product on your platform? You know, when you think through when you think through all those what's it called? All those model and in comparison with your customer, you'll be able to find an answer to that. You might have to sit down. I don't want to give you an answer like spot on. Sit down, look at your audience, you know, look at your audience and determine what model best fits them. You understand? So, Christine, sorry, I saw your question before you accuse me today. Okay, what is don't mind me, I'm just being. All right. So what's A/B testing? So A/B testing is just so you know what? I think I would rather give you people an example because sorry, did I say example assignment? So 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 I wouldn't advise you on which model to adopt in any of these products, right? Go and sit down, look at all those models, right? Look at all the models we're giving you. Think about it. Think about your audience. When you understand your audience, you know what kind of model actually suits them or fits them. You understand? Looking at all the models, sit down. Oh, good. Sit down, look at all the models and look at what really suits them. You understand? Look at what really suits them. And you can even take a cue from other competitors to what you're trying to build. What model are you using? Are they using? Then think of this model, compare both model and think of what is best for your audience. Right. So Christian, your question, A/B testing is just simple. It's just talking about experimenting the different price points and features to see what works. It's just about experimenting, right? Experimenting around your pricing. So in a nutshell, it's just testing around pricing, testing whatever pricing model that will work. That's the meaning of that's the A/B testing. Testing whatever pricing model that will work. Testing the different, maybe flat rate, testing user based. You are just testing to see the one that your users would want to attract. You understand? So that's just it. Okay, I should zoom in the slide. Okay. Christian, am I good now? This one that you are typing with cap locks. Do you know that cap locks means that you are yelling? When you type in cap locks, it just simply means that you're yelling. So, so I don't want you to yell at me. Oh. All right. Why are people laughing? Abina, she's on cap locks. She's yelling at me. I'm scared. But don't mind me. Don't mind me. Don't mind me. It's like Christian. I mean, Christian say you this guy. If I catch you, if Christian catch me one on one, I'm not sure he will not beat me to. He will not beat me to stop up. But I'm doing the Lord's work. Oh good. So generally, okay. Let me address this, Fatima. So in the product life cycle, right? When you are talking about, in the development phase, there's also this A/B testing. Whenever you see A/B testing, it's just talking about experimenting. Now, A/B testing is for product life cycle is you trying to test the product you have built, and same applies to until you will see the slide. This one you're asking to zoom everything. So don't mind me. So this one, oh God, Christine is even entering my head, but it's all fine. So oh God, I know I'm trying to answer someone's question. I've lost my thought again. All right, let me go back to okay. Yeah, Fatima. So A/B testing, right, is just about experimenting. Now, when you have done building your product, there's also something called A/B testing. Now, that A/B testing is you testing out the product. You are making users test that product. So it's still all around testing. You understand? It's all around testing. You get testing. A/B, anywhere you see A/B testing, just think about experimenting. Think about trying it out. Think about I'm trying to see the result to get the feedback. Same as your pricing. The end goal of you testing that pricing is to get the feedback from customers, how they feel about the price. Do I need to change this price? Are they good with this price? Do you get that, Fatima? Do you get that? Honestly. But really, I wish I would meet everybody in person. Honestly. Fatima, I just answered your question now. Oh, is there another question I missed? Jesus Christ, help me. Ha. Kunuku, yeah, Fatima, I just answered your question. God, I beg. God, I beg. Fatima, was it that you missed my answer, or you left the class, or was I lagging? Abio, thank you. Fatima, I just answered your question now. Wait, but really, Fatima, didn't you get my answer? God, I beg, just save me. Anyways, we will soon be wrapping up. It's almost time. Uh, so thank you very much for your time. If you have any other question, those people that have been finding their way to reach out to me, to get in touch to me, to find answers to their question, eh? The question did not answer. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God, I beg. Oh God. Please, you can, for that question, you can ask from other colleagues, right? Because I'm sure I answered the question, right? And you can also find a way to reach out to me to ask your question. And you can also, I check that group, that Telegram group once in a while, or almost every day, Sha. If I see your question, I will answer it. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. You guys are the best, and it's fun being here with you guys. Christine has to be my best friend in this class, and I think she now has a colleague, Fatima. All right, you guys should be good, and enjoy the rest of the day. We see again when we see. Oh boy. All right. But then you can ask me any question. You can always reach out to me and ask questions, right? Not necessarily in class, outside class. You can ask your question, right? Oh, you thought I skipped it. That means you are not with us. Oh. All right. Thank you guys. Enjoy your night and be good. Take care.